Paranormal Tales. I think maybe we should just roll right into the
Yeah,
trailer
yeah, I
because
think we have
yeah,
to.
yeah, I think we have to because I think people really need to see what we're kind of talking about here. But this game is to be determined with a release date, but
Mhm,
they are
mhm.
giving us a release date of 2023, so I do assume that it will be coming very soon. And if you guys are just listening on the Spotify, what we're seeing right now is some very realistic, like body cam style
Mhm.
footage. Hmm.
And it's just like
And it,
got the same feel of like Visage. Remember you played that one? I played that one with you
yeah,
too.
yeah, it has the same feel of Visage, but I think what's like very terrifying is this body cam style,
Yeah.
and they're using Unreal Engine 5,
Yep.
which is making it very, very realistic.
Yeah.
I wasn't scared. You were scared. And I think this is going to be ripe with jump scares, of course. I
Yeah.
think there's going to be a good storyline behind it. I, the thing is, there's like, it's such a realistic
Yeah.
experience that we're looking at right now because
Mhm.
there's no music, there's no nothing. It's just this very ominous.
Yeah.
It's just this very ominous and scary effect, and you know that I love this style, so you know I'm here for it.
Yeah, and kind of going off that a little bit, it's one of those things, and I'm gonna touch about this in the after our next game as well. But it's like the realism in these kinds of games just like helps you engage and like engulf yourself a little bit more. And I think the body cam really makes it seem like you're looking through like a camera and stuff like that. Like you know what I mean, like the camera angle with it. Um,
Yeah.
this game is inspired by PT. Do you ever play that one?
I did actually
Yeah,
play
so
PT,
so
so that
that's
was in my notes too, that
yeah.
it was inspired. Yeah.
Which is also
Um,
another really scary game and like confusing too. Like I had no idea what was going on the whole time I played that. But in this one, you're playing as individuals that went missing, and like so you're playing as these characters through their point of view of like phone cameras and VHS cameras, and so I think that's pretty cool. And it's gonna take place in like different locations, so it's gonna. I feel like each character's gonna have a different level of scare and different feel to it, and I think that's cool.
so I actually have it a different way. I'm not sure where. So what I looked up was basically you're playing as one character. Are you saying you're playing as
Oh, you know what?
different characters?
That note is for the next game.
Okay, because
That
the
makes
notes
sense.
that
Yeah, my bad.
the note that I have is that you are playing as one character and you're working for this company. What's the name of the company? It's like a very stupid name. Horror. You're working for the Horror Cams Committee, which is I have no idea what that is. But basically, what you're trying to do is you're trying to decipher what happened to these people based on found body cam footage.
Gotcha.
So you're almost like a ghost detective, kind of reliving their experiences. And I think it's going to be really cool because they're saying that like all of the storylines are going to be very different
Mhm.
and the player is going to experience a lot of different things. So I kind of like that it's going to be switching up because when you're playing a scary game, I don't know if you get this kind of same, well, you probably do get this kind of same feel because you had the same experience when you were playing Outlast.
Yeah.
It's like when you were that big guy that you were running away from in the
Yeah.
very beginning, it was kind of scary, but then the more you kind of get used to him, like you almost kind of like he's almost like funny in a
Yeah.
way, like that scare factor kind of loses. So I like the fact that they're switching it up and giving you different types of experiences.
And I think that's why I thought Visage works so well because like the different storylines, it like you never know like where they were gonna pop up or what was gonna pop up. Really, you had no idea what you were looking for even in that game. And I think with Outlast, like you said, is like the music would even start with that guy. Like so you knew he was coming because the music would start and then he'd start running at you. And I found that to get past him is you run right at him and then you like side jump and then you're right by him. So like it like you said, it lost a scary factor. And even in like the end of Outlast, like just because you were so expecting somebody to be chasing you the whole time, it's like the end. I don't want to ruin it for anybody that's gonna play Outlast, but like the end is like it was the same situation. Like that thing kept popping up. You're like, well, I know what I gotta do, just run away. Like it wasn't that scary in terms of like once it like happened, you knew it was happening.
Yeah, you lose that scare
Yeah.
factor the more and more that it keeps happening.
Yeah.
So I do like that they're going to be switching this up, and you're going to be getting very different experiences.
Hmm.
And what we touched about on the body cam footage, I do really. It's like I don't want to be like gushing over this, but if you guys are just listening on the Spotify, go to YouTube and check out the trailer for this game. The the amount of hyper realism
Hmm.
is kind of next level. I don't think I've ever seen anything like this before, especially in a horror game
Yeah.
where it's almost very hard to decipher that you're
Yeah.
looking at a game. Like you almost feel like you're watching actual body cam footage, and I
Right.
think it's absolutely terrifying.
I agree. And I was gonna say, you know what would make this game even scarier is if they put it in VR.
Oh my god, dude!
Like
If you put this in VR, like, whoo,
this
I don't
and
even
then
know
the
if I'd be
next
able to
game
play
too.
it.
Like those I feel like any of these like horror games that like require you to like survive and like run around like that, I feel like if it was in VR it would make it 10 times worse. And then geez, but overall I think this game looks the part of being a perfect horror game to compete with some of those more scary games, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's gonna turn some heads for sure, and I think when it comes out, it might kind of push the horror genre a little bit further than some people may expect.
Yeah.
So I'm here for it. I'm super excited for it.
I was gonna say there's not much like talk about this game yet, but I think as it comes out, people like especially the horror genre like fan base is gonna be like, all right, this is the next one. Like this is one that we're gonna play because it's up there with the ones that we love. So I think it's gonna be a good game.
Yeah, and I think people are talking about it, but a very small
Yeah,
community is
that's what I
talking
mean.
about
Yep.
it. I think the small community that is very interested in this game is very very excited for it. But
Hmm.
I do think it's one of those games, kind of like a Cuphead, kind of like a Hollow Knight, that's gonna kind of quietly drop and then kind of gain momentum the
Yeah.
more and more people play it.
Hmm. I agree
Yeah,
with you
so
there.
I think it's gonna be super good. And you did touch on PT,
Yeah.
and a lot of people are really comparing this game to PT, which is really kind of a big deal. And for people that don't know what PT is, basically it's this trailer that dropped. This game down. Okay, there is a game demo for a game called Silent Hills, which was going to be part of the Silent Hill series,
Yep.
and that demo dropped on the PlayStation 4 store in 2014. Now, people played this demo, and this game was supposed to come out. It was being developed by Hideo Kojima and Guillermo del Toro, who
Hmm.
did Pan's Labyrinth and Hellboy and a bunch of different movies and stuff like
Yeah.
that. And basically, what happened is this demo came out, and people absolutely loved it. Like they went nuts for this demo. They thought it was going to be the greatest like horror game to come out in so long. Even so much that like the demo was winning like awards of like the best horror game of the
Yeah.
year and
Yep.
stuff like
Yeah.
that. And for whatever reason, Silent Hills never came out. And in 2015, they removed the PT demo from the PlayStation
Hmm.
Store, and it's just never been heard of again. But in that time, people have really kind of built this cult following around it and to really love the game. So to have a game that's inspired by that game, people are kind of going nuts for it, and I'm here for it.
And it's going hopefully it's one of those games that can live up to the hype of something like PT because like like you build up the hype to be like, oh, it's gonna be like this game. I just hope it's gonna stick to that. And from what it looks like with this game is it's hope like it looks like it can be. So
Yeah, it looks like it's gonna be kind of what PT showed us
yeah.
was possible in the horror genre back in 2014. And I think people are finally gonna get like the game that they wanted. I think it's gonna be sweet. Like PT is crazy, dude.
Hmm.
Like I remember playing PT and just being like, this is absolutely insane. Like it's like it was like almost giving me anxiety when
Yeah.
I was playing it, but in like a good way, if that made sense. I'm like
Yeah.
so entrenched in it, and it was just absolutely insane. And like we said, people have a ridiculous cult following for this game. Like
Mhm.
PS4s that had PT downloaded on it were going on eBay for like thousands of dollars. Do you remember
I
that?
don't remember all that. I have it on my PS4, but
Do you?
I do, yeah.
Oh my god, really? We have to play it.
I might have to. Although when I played PT, I didn't really know what was going on, so I just kept walking and walking and like in a circle. You know what I mean? That's what I felt like I was
Yeah.
doing, and I didn't know what was going on. And then like out of nowhere, it's like you finished the demo, and I was like, I didn't do anything. But yeah, it was definitely scary. But I didn't know what was going on. And I was so confused as I was playing. But
Yeah.
other than that, it was pretty. I think it's gonna be a scary, fun game with Paranormal Tales. It's gonna be
I
one
think
that I will try.
I think it's going to be a great game. I think it's definitely going to be one that I want to try. The body cam footage, again, just real quick, talking about the body cam footage. The reason why they did it, when they were asked why they went with the body cam footage, is they said it just feels terrifying, almost like claustrophobic,
Yeah.
and puts it an interesting twist on the horror experience, which I do believe. And people are a little bit concerned about this body cam footage just because like how I have issues with Sea of Thieves. They're
Yeah.
like the motion kind of sickness. So they are thinking about adding options to reduce the motion sickness if the body cam footage seems like something that might not be for you.
Right.
But yeah, we'll see. We
Mhm.
will see when it drops.
And there's no date on it yet, but I would imagine the next year or so.
There's no date on it yet, but they're still saying the 2023 timeframe is in spec.
Oh,
So
really? Okay.
yeah, we could see it before the end of the year, which would be kind of cool.
Yeah, I would think. You'd think this month, as it's the October and Halloween month, but probably too late at
You
this
would
point. So
you would think, but
Yeah.
probably too late.
Yeah.
But yeah, we could get it before the end of the year. So
Yeah.
I'm super excited for it, and yeah, I'll be getting it and seeing how it goes.